What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be talking to you about this one major mistake that digital marketing freelancers are making and how to avoid it. Stay tuned. What's up, digital marketers? It's Cynthia here. I have a really great topic for you today. Over in our free Facebook group, one of our members asked a question or asked for some advice, and I wanted to double click on that today. By the way, if you're not a part of the free Facebook community, the free mastermind group, what are you doing? It's free. Like, get free advice, like chill with the homies, like hang out with the cool kids, all the cool digital marketers. Anyways, let's click into he just said. One of our members wrote, by the way, link in the description below. Our member says, hey guys, I need your advice on something. I've been freelancing for this guy for about 6 months, and every single month he pays me late. Right? He's supposed to pay me on the first of every month, but I always end up being 5 to 10 days late. I messaged him on the 3rd about payment this month, and he replied, yeah, Mike, I'll get to it, always do. Bill. It's already the 5th today, and he hasn't paid me. I usually have a work report that I send to him every Monday. Should I tell him that I won't do any work or submit any reports until he sends me a payment? All right, so I think there's an underlying problem here. And the underlying problem is that there is an overall lack of business structure, or things need to be structured differently. It's so easy to blame the client in a situation like this, but it is not the client's fault. It's your lack of structure. When you're managing advertising clients, it can be tough. There's so many different ways to charge a client. You can charge based on spend, a percentage of spend. You can have a set fee, a spend bracket. But I'm going to delve into that a little bit right now. I'm going to start off with contracts. First off, to prevent something like this forever happening for me, I have contracts, or I have something, a clause written out in my contracts that if any payments are late, there is a penalty fee. So that's a main one right there. Make sure you have that. Make sure you also have within your contracts, if you charge your client based on a spend bracket or a set management fee based on a spend bracket, set up reoccurring payments. You could do that for free on Wave apps. I personally use a tool called Honeybook. I have my affiliate link down below if you want to hook a sister up. But I love Honeybook. I use Honeybook for all of my clients, for coaching clients, for consulting clients, and for paid media marketing clients. And with Honeybook, I can set up reoccurring fees, and I can also set this up. I'm going to tell you what this is right now. So for one of my clients, I charge based a percentage of spend month over month, right? So I have to manually set this up. This is not something that I can do reoccurring because it changes month over month depending on spend, right? So what I do is through Honeybook, when you use a program like Honeybook, and I'm not sending a dirty invoice through like Microsoft Word, like step your game up, guys. Step your game up, freelancers. So I use a program like Honeybook. I send an invoice, right? And what Honeybook can do is automatically set up payment reminders, right? So I don't have to do the dirty work all the time, like, hey, where's my money? I just set up a payment reminder, and it gently nudges the client like, we're due, we're overdue. I make sure that, like I said, in my contract, there is a clause for any late payment fees, right? So they pay me a fee if they're late over a certain amount. Obviously, you have to be understanding depending on the situation, but if it's all the time, clearly there's also poor communication with the client, which I'll delve into next. So poor client communication here. So what I gather is that you might, in the situation, this is something that I had issues with, you might have issues talking about money. I personally have a strategy meeting, depending on the client, right? Depending on how much they pay me. But for my higher end clients that pay me $5,000 and up per month retainer, I have weekly strategy calls with them. And during these weekly strategy calls, if something is up and any questions and concerns, I'll just bring it up to them. I'll just ask them, hey, I'll just be flat out like, hey, I saw, unfortunately, we haven't received a payment yet for last month's fee. Is there an issue? And is there anything that I have to work on my end? Or is there anything that you need from me? I'll be like professional about it, but that's what you have to say. You have to be upfront. Oh, I'm sorry. We just had a mix up with my credit card information, whatever the case is. It's like, okay, I understand. In the future, could you let me know? Could you just give me a heads up prior? Just because we do have overhead expenses on blah, 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 blah. Boom, hashed it out. I feel like if you have good communication with your client, you can talk about things like that. Another thing is like knowing how to talk about money, or just being able to talk about money with your client and payments. This is a whole different topic, but I've had problems just like knowing how to upsell clients, and I'll upsell clients or talk about money or increase my prices with clients. This is, like I said, a topic for a whole separate video. If you want to hear me talk about this some more, let me know in the comments. This is a big issue that I have, and so I have some tips and advice when it comes to that stuff. So moving on, you also might have poor pricing structure. Now, like I mentioned before, there's different ways in which you can price your paid media clients. You can charge them a monthly management fee based on a spend bracket. So if you spend $5,000 to $10,000, I charge you $1,000, month over month. So you set that reoccurring. HoneyBook is $20 per month. I think with my affiliate link, you get a hookup, but Wave Apps is completely free. And that's what I started using at first, Wave Apps, just to set up a reoccurring payment. And I have clients where I have reoccurring invoices set up. And yeah, so I don't have to hassle. It automatically just takes from their credit card. It's easy like that. But certain clients you need to adjust here and there. Like, for example, that other client where I charge a percentage of spend for my management fee, it's a little bit more manual. But good thing with HoneyBook is that I can set up automatic reminders and just to let the client know and keep them in tabs. So yeah, I would recommend that you step up your pricing structure and just upgrade your payment processing tool. If you're using like PayPal and stuff like that, that's cool. But there's a reason why agencies don't do that. It kind of looks janky. Use a proper CRM so that you can track your prospects, track your clients, things like that. I'm a big believer. I love HoneyBook. I use HoneyBook for proposals, invoices, and contracts. The best thing about HoneyBook for me is that I can actually go ahead and send a client that all in one. So highly recommend HoneyBook. Check it out. Hook a sister up, use my affiliate link. Anyways, that and just being upfront, man, you get what you ask for. Right? If you have an issue with something, just tell the client. Let the client know that this is an issue. That don't be afraid to have difficult conversations. And unfortunately, when it comes to having difficult conversations, don't be afraid to lose something. When I talk about having poor business structure set in place, like if you're putting all your eggs in one basket rather than relying on just one client, like something's messed up there. As a freelancer, you have to start seeing yourself as a business owner. That's the really big shift here. So set up those structures, set up business structures, make sure you're being upfront with your client. Don't be so afraid to talk about money. Develop some kind of weekly cadence, or maybe you message, have some communication cadence with the client. That's part of my onboarding procedure. Like I have a Slack channel and I make sure the client, we can talk and communicate via Slack. And then we have a weekly strategy call. Some clients I have bi-weekly, it depends. So just making sure communication's on point, nothing is left unsaid, making sure that your pricing structure is on point, making sure you're getting out of hourly. If you're doing hourly in the paid media world, that's, I understand if you have to do that in the beginning, but work to transition ASAP. So those are my tips from that. I wanted to share that with you guys because I know this is an issue that I had in the beginning and provide some guidance there. So guys, if you found this useful, I have a business bootcamp for digital marketers coming up in April 27th to be exact. Now, this is a hybrid seminar and group coaching program. It's way more in-depth than an online course. You'll actually be working with me, learn the ins and outs of growing my paid media agency. You'll work with the media buyer I just recently hired and my assistant. So in the business bootcamp for digital marketers, we go over everything from navigating the space between freelancer and business owner. All that entails the mindset shift, from mindset all the way down to the actual nitty-gritty tactics involved. Pricing and packaging your service, that's a big one. Positioning and differentiating yourself, building credibility, scaling. What does that even mean? We scale our accounts all the time. We work to scale our accounts, but what does that mean when it comes to us as freelancers? We're going to demystify that. Sales, inbound and outbound. I hate sales so much, but I do it in a way that's really authentic and it's true to me. And I'll show you my process, and I'll also bring on a couple of guest speakers to break that down and to break down their process, because you want to have as many perspectives as possible. There's no one way. There's just many different strategies that you can adopt and see what works for you. Anyways, that contracts and proposals, guys, agency processes from onboarding, everything is a process. A business, what you're building is a business as a freelancer, right? And a business is essentially a set of systems. So I have all of my systems in place. I'm going to share that with you guys so that you can copy it and make it even better. Monetizing your expertise, right? Diversifying your income and getting into a place where you can start charging for speaking engagements, charging for content, courses. Courses are a little icky nowadays, but you can do it in a way that's really authentic to you and that provides a ton of value. And I can show you how to do that. Project management and an overall tech stack. This is big, guys. So, I mean, one of the greatest things that I've implemented into my business is systems in the form of project management, all the way down to how delegating tasks to my employees. So I'm going to break that down for you guys. I'm going to make it as clear as possible because for me, starting off as a freelancer, it was a storm. I'll be straight up with you. And so my goal here is to really help you guys, to empower you to get to the next level of business, really. You're at a point in your business where you want to get to the next level, right? You're always going to need to find and need to stay on top of emerging trends within Google ads and Facebook ads and the overall digital marketing industry. You're always going to have to do that. But in order to build a business in this specific field, you need as much guidance as possible. I know I did. So I'm providing this for you guys. This is available for you. We're starting this off April 27th. In the description below, I'll have a link with all the information that you need on this program. Feel free to ask me questions directly. This program, we're keeping it really small and exclusive. I'm all about quality over quantity, people over profit. So thanks so much, guys. I really appreciate your time. And let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. Please like, please subscribe, and please stay tuned for more dope stuff in the horizon. All right, take care, y'all. Bye.